police in the secretly taped video and audio. I think that's it. They came and said, you just had that phone call with Deepak, and I said, yeah, they came to get me. It's not going well here. I'm not allowed to drive here. That's how it worked. They said Deepak was logged down on the computer that night. I said, okay, it was his brother Satish. That's how it went. Patrick, that's a laugh. Yorn, they're such idiots. The police are real idiots. Let's unleash the lawyers, the defense lawyers. Joining us tonight, Dick Atkins, international law attorney, Richard Herman, defense attorney, New York, Alex Sanchez, also defense attorney. So, Richard Herman, you know how often we've talked about this case and we have speculated using all of our years of acting as detectives and lawyers in court, criminal lawyers, to determine what happened. We all said, not crackable unless he talks. Well, he finally did it. Thoughts?
There is no evidence of any crime here, Nancy. Without the body, they cannot prosecute. This is an entertainment television show that unleashed one of their paid guys to try to set him up over a period of time to try to entrap him. He obviously discovered what was going on. He played with this guy. He gave him what he wanted to know. There is no evidence of a crime. He is right. The Aruba prosecutors and the police are idiots. They've bungled this case from the beginning, and it's absolutely pathetic, Nancy.
True to form. Alex Sanchez, you want to try to take off your defense attorney hat and tell us the truth about the case now?
I think what these tapes demonstrate is what a truly reprehensible character Mr. van der Sloot really is. But I'm not 100% clear whether or not the tapes will establish a criminal offense.
Why?
Because he says he's basically establishing a defense that this girl died during, I don't know, some type of sexual activity.
Let
he may be charged with disposing of a body, and that's reprehensible in and of itself. But whether or not he committed a crime remains to be seen.
Gotcha. Right. I want to go out now to Dr. Robbie Ludwig, psychotherapist and author. Robbie, I don't know about you, but if you suddenly start shaking and fall down dead, I promise you, I won't dispose of your body out in the cold, icy waters of the ocean. I will call 911. Care to explain?
Yeah, oh, I'm so relieved, by the way. No, he is grossly egocentric and a complete sociopath. He was bragging, basically. And also, I don't believe a word he said. I don't know that what he said on tape is actually what happened. I think he was just protecting himself in all actuality.
Protecting himself and describing the death?
Well, because he might have been more involved in her death than he's letting on in this tape, for all we know.
Let's go out to Dick Atkins, international law attorney. Can the prosecutors now build on what they already have, Dick? In addition to this tape, can they use all the old evidence, the inconsistent statements, the timing, everything they've dug up so far up until now?
They certainly can. First of all, they don't absolutely have to find the body. They can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt by other evidence, by circumstantial evidence. And they also have the opportunity to question the person who was mentioned as the one who disposed of the body. With his corroboration, it is possible that they can reach at least manslaughter aside from the disposal of the body. They can put everything together, and they can put together a decent case.
Back to Dick Atkins, international law attorney. Dick, the issue is this. When it comes to was he lying, that's an issue of credibility. In our country, the jury is the trier of facts, be it judge or jury, is the sole decision maker, the sole judge of credibility. The only issue is going to be admissibility, Dick.
No, it's going to be admissible. Everything that's happened will be admissible, and it appears that my understanding of the Aruban and the Dutch law is that this, at the worst, would be one-party consent. In some states in the U.S., you need both. In Aruba, you don't, and therefore it should be admissible, and it's up to the judge to decide.
Out to Natasha in Delaware. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Nancy. I have a comment and a question.
Okay.
My comment is they're all talking about they don't have a body. My uncle was murdered. It took 10 years. They never found a body. They still went to trial, and there was still a conviction. So my question is if they don't find this body and they have this tape, will they still convict him?
Well, that's going to be up to the fact finder, but I can tell you this much, Natasha. You don't have to have a body to go forward. I mean, that has been cleared up and discussed a million times. I remember a case in Atlanta where there was nothing but a glass eyeball left. So, yes, you can go forward without a body. Art Harris, weigh in.
Nancy, what struck me in listening to a translation I had done is that he shows a guilty state of mind. He's discussing an alibi with his friend on the beach. This friend tells him, you know, Joran, you're going to have to continue with your normal way of life, go to school, get up tomorrow, act like nothing happened, and get your story straight. And he said, yeah, you know, I'm going to have to call the Calpo brothers and make sure that we are in agreement. And that's what they do, Nancy. So, you know, we're wondering here if state of mind is going to play into this.
Prosecutors in Aruba say they're reopening their investigation against Joran van der Sloot. A Dutch crime show apparently secretly aired recorded conversations between van der Sloot and a quote-unquote friend who turned out to be an undercover reporter. On the tapes, van der Sloot admits he was with Holloway on a beach when she got sick and passed out. He said he panicked, and when she didn't appear to be alive, he called a friend and arranged to have her body dumped in the ocean. Van der Sloot admits he made the comments, but says they were all, quote, lies. Holloway disappeared in 2005.
Is the case of Natalee Holloway finally cracked? No thanks to the Aruban police. Apparently, a Dutch reporter had secret surveillance on Judge's son, Joran van der Sloot, for months on end. How did it work, Art Harris?
Nancy, this tape that was obtained by this Dutch reporter has Joran van der Sloot telling a different story than he told 3 years ago. And one of the contradictions they're going to have to resolve is, what did the Calpo brothers say? They say they were together on the beach. Now Joran is saying he was alone. And my question is, can they turn this into a perjury case and turn the three suspects against each other?
To TJ Ward joining us tonight, private investigator who worked with Natalee's family. He did what is called a layered voice analysis of van der Sloot on tape. TJ, welcome. What did you learn?
Hi, Nancy. What we've learned, and as you're aware, that what got me to Aruba was the layered voice analysis that I brought to the Holloway family, but the Aruban authorities would not allow us to use this equipment there, much less the polygraph. But we did take the recording, and I sent it to our lab in Madison, Wisconsin, and with voice analysis technologies, and we were able to make an analysis of this conversation that was obtained in the Netherlands. And in fact, Joran is telling the truth about what he said. He is trying to be manipulative in his course of his conversation, but what he's talking about is completely true.